Hi, my friends. Today I want to present you a new story. Enjoy watching it.
Hi, my name is April Crawford. I'm 29 years old. The message came on a frosty December morning. It's chill sharper than the air outside my penthouse window. I opened my phone expecting a routine holiday greeting, but instead, my mother's words sliced through me. April, we've decided it's best you don't come for Christmas. This year it will just be the family. We decided to spend Christmas in California, and you don't have enough money for the fancy Golden Horizon Hotel anyway. Family. As though I wasn't her daughter, as though decades of sacrifice and silent endurance had evaporated with a single line of text. My chest tightened, not from surprise. I had long known I was the outsider, but from the cruelty of her blunt dismissal. The irony twisted like a knife. She spoke of the Golden Horizon Hotel, the glittering crown of the Crawford family's perfect Christmas. She had no idea that the very hotel she'd flaunted to friends, the palace she thought far above my reach, belonged to me. My name wasn't etched on the glossy brochures or the gold-plated signage, but it flowed through every contract and every staff paycheck. 9 hotels across the globe carried my vision, my sweat, my triumphs, and yet to her, I was still the girl who never measured up. I let the phone rest on the marble counter, my hand trembling. For a moment, the urge to scream, to finally reveal the truth, nearly overwhelmed me, but no. Timing was everything, and revenge, I decided, should be plated with elegance. The phone buzzed again, this time my younger brother, Miles. April, he said with that condescending chuckle, don't take it personally. You know Mom just wants things, well, polished. The Golden Horizon isn't exactly your scene. My scene? I asked quietly. And what exactly do you think my scene is, Miles? He hesitated, but the silence was answer enough. I ended the call and walked to the window, looking down at the city lights. My reflection stared back, a woman exiled by her own blood, yet secretly holding an empire worth millions. They thought they could erase me from their perfect picture, but they had no idea I owned the frame. Christmas would come, and with it, my reckoning. I didn't waste time stewing in my exile. If my mother wanted me absent, then I would make sure my presence became unavoidable. With steady hands, I dialed Frank Harlow, the general manager of the Golden Horizon. Frank, I said, my voice low but firm, I need the Crawford reservation canceled immediately. Party of 8 under my mother's name. I'll personally cover any penalties. There was a pause on the line, then his professional tone softened. Understood, Ms. Crawford, consider it done. I exhaled, savoring the control. For years I had been their silent benefactor, the invisible force behind the glitter they flaunted. Now I was turning the tables. Frank called back within the hour. Reservation canceled, Ms. Crawford. No issues. I thanked him, then waited. It didn't take long. By evening, my phone lit up with my mother's frantic voice. April, everything's booked. Do you know anyone anyway we can still get into the horizon? Her desperation was almost sweet. I let the silence stretch, then said, yes, but only if the reservation is amended, from 8 to 9 seats. A sharp intake of breath, then reluctant agreement. When I hung up, a smile tugged at my lips. For the first time, they would have no choice but to acknowledge me. I wasn't sneaking into their polished gathering. I was forcing a chair at the table, one they could neither refuse nor erase. The stage was set. My empire, hidden in plain sight, would no longer remain a secret. On Christmas night, their illusions would shatter, and the truth would finally speak louder than their scorn. And so the Crawford reservation was restored. Party of 9. My seat now secured, my presence unavoidable. The trap was set. The Golden Horizon gleamed like a jewel on Christmas Eve, its chandeliers spilling warm light across marble floors. Guests drifted through the lobby in velvet gowns and tailored suits, unaware that behind their holiday merriment a reckoning brewed. I walked toward the private dining hall, my heels clicking in sharp rhythm. The maitre d' fully briefed, bowed slightly. Good evening, Miss Crawford. Your family awaits. The words struck like a spark. Your family awaits. For once, it would be on my terms. When I entered, conversation faltered. My mother's eyes narrowed, Miles' smirk froze, and the others shifted uncomfortably. At the table, an empty chair gleamed beneath the golden light, my chair. April. My mother said stiffly, I wasn't expecting. But you agreed, I interrupted smoothly. 9 seats, wasn't it? Tension thickened as waiters poured wine. My sister leaned forward, lips curling. How did you even manage to book this place? The horizon isn't exactly easy to get into. I let the moment stretch, then smiled. It was simple, really. I'd own it. This hotel is mine. The silence that followed was thunderous. Forks clattered, eyes widened, and my mother's complexion drained. You own it? She whispered. Yes, I said evenly. Not just this hotel. 9 others hotel across the world. 315 employees. 21 million in annual revenue. Miles scoffed, though his voice shook. You're lying. I leaned closer. Ask Frank Carlo. Or better yet, look at the deed. It bears my name. The weight of the truth crushed the room. My family, who had dismissed me as incapable, now stared as if seeing me for the first time. My mother's hand trembled around her glass. I didn't know, she stammered. No, I replied quietly, you never cared to ask. For the first time in years, the silence belonged to me, and it was glorious. The room was heavy with shock, the clinking of cutlery replaced by uneasy silence. My revelation still hung in the air like smoke after a fire, and I could see my mother struggling to compose herself. Her lips tightened, her fingers twisting her napkin as though she could wring the truth out of it. Finally, she spoke. April, you should have told us. I met her eyes, my voice steady. Why? So you could dismiss me with more precision, or boast about me as if I were another ornament for your polished image. Her cheeks flushed. That's not fair. You only wanted appearances. I cut in. For years you measured me against Miles, against Lydia, against anyone but myself. Tell me, Mother, are you sorry because you excluded me, or because you discovered I succeeded without you? She recoiled at the words, but I pressed on. The years of silence, the forced smiles, the sting of every dismissal sharpened into steel. Miles muttered, you're making this dramatic. Quiet, I snapped, my voice slicing through the table. This is between me and her. My mother's eyes shimmered, a rare crack in her armor. I failed you, she whispered. I pushed you away when I should have held you closer. I thought if I was hard on you, it would make you stronger. It made me invisible, I said, my throat tightening. All I ever wanted was a mother, not a critic. Tears welled in her eyes then, genuine and raw. For the first time, I saw not the flawless matriarch, but a woman haunted by her own choices. I want to change, she murmured, if you'll let me. I leaned back, uncertain, the walls around my heart both fortified and trembling. Her words reached me, but trust was no longer a gift I gave freely. The night ended not with reconciliation, but with a fragile question lingering between us. Could love grow from the ashes of betrayal? The weeks after Christmas passed in quiet waves. My mother called more often, hesitant at first, as though every ring might be ignored. I didn't make it easy. Forgiveness was not something to be granted overnight. One afternoon, she asked to meet at the hotel's garden terrace. I found her already seated, hands folded, her usual confidence replaced with a tremor of humility. April, she began, her voice low. I can't undo the years, but I can try to be present for the ones ahead. Not as a critic, as your mother. I studied her, searching for cracks of pretense. But what I saw instead was a woman stripped of her pride. I don't need your approval, I replied softly. I only need honesty. If you give me that, maybe we can start again. Her eyes glistened. Then let me try. For the first time, I believed she meant it. As I walked away from the terrace, I realized the truth. My worth had never rested in her acceptance. I was whole already. Her change would simply be a gift, not a condition. And that finally set me free.
Friends, what do you think of this story? Write your opinion in the comments. Would you like more stories? Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell button so you don't miss any videos. See you tomorrow.